Okay, so when we last left Fujin in Mortal Kombat 11, he was a servant to Shang Tsung, him and his brother Raiden. But now it's a new timeline, it's a whole new era. Liu Kang's a fire god, he's changed everything. So what is Fujin up to now?
I need a great female martial artist. Know any?
You need to meet Raiden's sister.
No Earthrealm woman can fight like an Umgadi.
Madame Bo, Raiden's sister. And those are just the women I know.
My sister's upset that you haven't been writing.
I will write her as soon as we're done.
Okay. Alright. So I got asked to do a redesign of Fujin. I've actually drawn Fujin a couple times on this channel in the past, but it has been a long time since I have drawn him, so I wanted to draw Fujin again. But in thinking about Mortal Kombat 1 and the fact that they did a gender swap with Fujin, I honestly thought what a challenge it would be to actually try to draw Fujin as a female. I'm kind of expecting going in that this is going to piss a lot of people off. I know there's quite a few people out there that doesn't like the gender swapping that they're doing with certain characters in Mortal Kombat 1. As far as I'm aware of, Fujin and Bo Raicho are the only two people they've done it with. Why is it that they've only done it with characters associated with Kung Lao and Raiden? It's strange. But in any event, those are the only two characters I've known that they've done that to. I don't mind it. I personally thought that Bo Raicho was a horrible character to begin with. Just a fat, gross dude. Like, he just needed a makeover anyway. So to make him an entirely different person and a woman, I don't even mind it at this point. But Fujin was an odd one. I'm not even sure if I understand why they chose to make Fujin a female or why they chose to gender swap him. And just for full disclosure, we don't officially know that Raiden's sister is supposed to be Fujin, but considering the fact that we've only known him to have one sibling, and now that sibling is a girl, it's safe to assume that Fujin's a female now. But honestly, the more I think about it, the less I actually mind it, and the more intrigued I was by the idea of actually drawing a female Fujin. And to be quite honest with you, it's another one of those cases where it's a character that I wouldn't mind being in the game, instead of all the Homelanders and the Omni-Mans and all the other guest characters that they're sticking into the game. Like, there's like 55 Mortal Kombat characters that's missing, but that's a whole other conversation for another day. I'm not here to start complaining. I'm here to start drawing, so let's go. Alright, to start off with, the pose that I initially was going to use to actually draw female Fujin was trash. I wanted her standing with her arms sort of out, almost like she was summoning wind or something, but just her standing there with her arms out looked kind of crazy. It was just such a bland pose, I ended up changing it, so I kind of gave her a bit of the Sindel sort of pose that I actually did not too long ago on the channel. I sort of revisited that to draw Fujin here. And then after locking the pose down and getting ready to start the details, that was the first time it actually dawned on me. I'm drawing Mortal Kombat 1 Fujin, which we now suspect to be a female. She's human, because she wouldn't be a god like Raiden. Raiden's human now, so there would be no reason for her to be missing her pupils or to have white hair. So I went, not only am I having to draw female Fujin, I'm having to give her dark hair. I don't have to do it, but I want to stay true to what the actual narrative of the game is when doing this design. So yeah, it's like I need to change her entire hairstyle, or at least the color, not the hairstyle itself. So it got even more intriguing in the act of actually drawing this picture. Fujin's his actual ponytail was ridiculously long in the old games anyways. So to be quite honest, I didn't even really need to change Fujin's hair all that much in drawing him as a female now. So at least blocking the hair out was simple enough. As far as the clothes are concerned, I wanted to give an outfit that stayed true to Fujin, but I'm not gonna lie, I was also kind of going for something that looked like it should fit this newer Kung Lao and Raiden. I wanted you to at least be able to look at the three characters and think that their clothing sort of fit together, even though I still think Kung Lao has the worst default outfit of any of the characters in the game, or at least one of them. I wanted somewhat the clothes to sort of match up with those, though I did take liberties with Fujin's pants. I sort of borrowed from the actual style that I did in the Scarlet design and used that for her pants here just to make it more interesting. I just didn't want her to have straight green pants like she has in so many other Mortal Kombat games. Also, being really brief and getting this out of the way, if you haven't already, make sure that you like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video or would like to see more from this channel. Back to the video. Now I also threw in an amulet simply because, well, not an amulet, but a little, I don't even know what you call it, but Kung Lao has a small little thing on his clothes. I don't even know what it is, but it looks like a mini amulet, even though I know that's not what it is. But I gave the same thing to her just because, hell, Kung Lao has it and Raiden actually has the amulet, so I'm going ahead and give this to Fujin as well, which I imagine Fujin would have to have something in order to be using wind powers to begin with, so I went ahead and drew that for her in this picture. And then the coloring phase. That actually got a little bit dicey simply because I wanted to stay true to Fujin's actual color scheme, but Fujin has a lot in his old designs. I knew I was going to keep the green pants that he traditionally has in every costume, but as far as everything else, I didn't know what I was going to do. Since that gave me options, by default, I'm always going to roll with blue. So I sort of started leaning towards a more blue and brown design. Considering the color of her skin already, the blue actually popped a lot more. Lucky me. So outside of the pants and the little sashes and stuff that she has on her clothes, giving her a blue top and sort of the blue boots and the silver and the brown, that heart of that color scheme was really, I don't know, it just pieced together and came along really well in this design. So then in the shading phase, everything just sort of started to click from there. It's crazy, the more I started shading it, the more she actually really started to look like a Mortal Kombat 1 character to me. I'm not sure if she necessarily looks like she should be Raiden's sister, but she at least looks like an MK character now. Especially the deeper that I started to get into the shadowing phase of this design. The highlight phase actually took me quite a few tries only because I never thought about where my highlights would be coming from in this picture. But it didn't take me long. Once I figured all that out, I went ahead and knocked out the highlights for this picture. And in actual pretty short order in comparison to a lot of the other designs I've done, specifically the Kodokan and the Scarlet one, female Fujin was finished. And now that she's done, I am very curious as to what you guys think of this design and whether this would be accepted for a gender swap that nobody asked for, to be quite honest. So let me know what you guys think of female Fujin in the comments below. Once again, as always, feedback is greatly appreciated. And you all have a good one, and I'm out.
Fatality.